in Mavis's condominium, Mavis Staples condominium. The rest of the people in the condo association don't know that Mavis Staples is here, bitch. The co-op ain't got together and said, hey, you know we got Mavis Staples living in here, girl. How dare you, bitch, complain on me because I'm making history. Bitch, I'm making history. Go to bed. Oh, my life, couch, right back in the real world, y'all. When I tell you DC, the DMV owes me nada. I was home for a tragic event, but baby, the love I experienced when I was home. And for all of you all who gave me Cash Apps and my Patreons and my YouTube channel members, again, I thank you all so much. Because I swear, if it wasn't for y'all, this YouTube channel, baby. Roger Hawkins' hi-hat at the onset of Respect Yourself sizzles and snaps shut in clipped, syncopated cadences. It dances, it talks. On the Mac Rice Luther Ingram composition, Hawkins turns cymbals, snares, toms, and a bass drum into an orchestra. The tone shifts from wet to dry and back again, depending on how Hawkins accents the eighth notes on his hi-hat. He adds syncopated rim shots and rolling tom fills, all the while maintaining a rock-steady 4 on the floor, kick drum bottom. As the drummer works the different combinations, the arrangement effortlessly builds excitement without actually speeding up or becoming discernible, louder, or more bombastic. If you're not a creator in some way, or a musician or producer in some way, man, I'm telling you, it would be hard to decipher those words. But when you get it, mother fricker, you get it. Each sound, each nuance in producing a hit means something. Just the subtle pause. I know you like, Nay, why the fuck are we talking about this? My bad. But we sort of talked about this, okay? So you know they're on Stax. You know that Isaac Hayes is one of their artists. But actually the artist that was promoted over Mavis Staples' solo album. When they described the Walk On By version of Isaac Hayes, it prompted me to want to look at Truck Tucker. Okay, remember that movie with what's her name? Her from Star Trek was the madam. Ooh, y'all got to see that movie now. It's blaxploitation at its best, baby.
What kind of money you paying for a hit like this? Truck Turner ain't exactly a poop butt, you know.
What the hell do you think I'm running here? A chicken coop? These all prime cut, just $238,000 worth of dynamite. It's Fort Knox and Penny. Velvet Miss Sophisticate did 20. This is Frenchy. Gator used to call her Boeing 747. Show him why. China did 29. Sweet piece of animal meat. Jess and Annette each did 22.5. Show him your wares. That's Turnpike. She did 26.5. She's called Turnpike because you gotta get on and pay to get off. This grows $37,500. Clients think she's too good to fuck. They call her Colonel Sanders because she's thinking good.
Oh, mama.
Isaac Hayes did the soundtrack. And when I tell you Isaac Hayes is an amazing producer, like the fading sound of a spaceship, it all comes together to create something beautiful. taking it back to Respect Yourself. The way that the writer describes the song, it just all meshes together to create something beautiful. I didn't talk to you to death about that. Terry Manning, who engineered and performed on countless stacked sessions, spent a decade listening to and mixing the tracks laid down by two phenomenal rhythm sections, Booker T and the MGs in Memphis and the Swampers in Muscle Shoals. Both tight-knit ensembles defined a strain of soul music in the 60s and 70s with a distinctly Southern flavor. But to Manning, there were crucial differences, particularly in the approach to rhythm that turned the staple singers' songs into hits once they came to Muscle Shoals. None more potent than Respect Yourself. He always played the song on Booker T and the MG's Time Is Tight. Listen to the drums and how he plays the song not on top of the beats. At Muscle Shoals, the drums come from more of a country blues rock basis. It was a little more beat oriented, a little more syncopated. Al Bell appreciated the coziness of Muscle Shoals Studio. Once they were established, the Muscle Shoals Rhythm Section became so adept at churning out grooves on demand that they sometimes cut tracks that were funky as all get out for artists they never met. Vocals were often overdubbed in another studio, and the Swampers rarely had a sense of what kind of song they were working on until much later. But with the staple singers, Bell wanted everything built around the vocals. Keys and tempos were set with the rhythm section in the room, interacting in real time with the staples vocalist, particularly Mavis. The producer aimed to build not just rhythm tracks, but also the architecture of the entire song from the top down. The Muscle Shoals sessions were very much about feel. A song could start with a particular tone and tempos and wind up in a different place. A lot depended on how the vocalist, especially Mavis, responded to the track. Afterward, the Staples would fine-tune their vocals at Ardent Studio in Memphis, which was Terry Manning's domain. I did go watch a bit of one session at Muscle Shoals, but I purposefully stayed out of the way because that wasn't my territory, Manning says. I didn't want to impose in any way. The approach enabled Manning to hear the Muscle Shoals track with fresh ears, and he would work the fade switches at Ardent to deconstruct the tunes and isolate the individual parts before arriving at a final mix. It was at this stage that Roger Hawkins' drums rose to the foreground of the instrumentation. You would hear brilliance in what Roger played or what Mavis sang, and you wanted to make sure it wasn't buried, Manning says. During each step, Respect Yourself was lavished with careful attention. An unassailable balance was struck between the raw inspiration of the artist and the refinement of cutting-edge studio as instrument technology. Released as a single in September 1971, Respect Yourself hit number 2 R&B and number 12 pop. Al Bell remembers writing the song through tears in his parents' backyard in Little Rock. Mavis Staples vividly recalls working out the lyrics with Bell on the living room floor of her condo in Chicago until a neighbor complained they were making too much noise. What? Bitch, in Mavis's condominium, Mavis Staples' condominium, The rest of the people in the condo association don't know that Mavis Staples is here, Beach. The co-op ain't got together and said, hey, you know we got Mavis Staples living in here, girl. How dare you, Beach, complain on me because I'm making history. Bitch, I'm making history. Go to bed. The Muscle Shoals Rhythm Section says the arrangement was developed from scratch in the recording studio with a little help from an obscure Jamaican instrumental recording. This is how music legend becomes muddled. If a dozen people are in the room when something extraordinary happens, you can bet you'll get at least a dozen different versions of the truth. Most of them self-serving. I agree. Such is the case with I'll Take You There, a song that consists of one verse and nearly 5 minutes of music, as brilliant as anything recorded at Muscle Shoals or anywhere else for that matter in 1971. At the same August recording session that produced Respect Yourself, the Staples and Al Bell collaborated with the Swampers on a track that was both of its time in the way it addressed contemporary events and ahead of it with a Caribbean feel that anticipated the rise of reggae on the American pop charts. Damn, it had a reggae back into it? I didn't realize that of I'll Take You There. I wasn't even paying. Okay, but anyway, pause. For those of you who don't know who the Swampers are, who just coming in from somewhere else, the Swampers are the musicians, the white ones, okay, from Muscle Shoals. In the summer of 1971, Al Bell's youngest brother, Louis Isbell, was murdered in North Little Rock.